with Netflix opening the gates of I'm just skipping right past that. With Netflix opening the gates of Avatar the universe by working on a live action show, some people also desire another animated series to be created. Now, Avatar has already gone forward and made a sequel, The Legend of Korra, leaving only other way to go, backwards, for a prequel. What would be the main character and plot of this Blastang's past in your mind?
I want it to be Kyoshi.
It doesn't necessarily have to be an Avatar.
What?
It could be like it could be just like a Fire Lord or an Earthbender growing up in that universe. Anything like that. It could be anything in the universe. What do you think? You could stick with an Avatar too.
Yeah, I think an Avatar would be the easy answer to go with because you can write a story
there's
about
a book on Kyoshi, and Kyoshi's badass.
She is. She's like 7 feet tall or something.
Yeah,
it's
she's
insane.
Super tall, powerful woman.
But like, I really enjoyed the part of Korra where they went to the first Avatar. I thought that was cool. But
I loved that.
Yeah,
I loved that.
And I thought it was like really cool to see. But they already kind of did it, so maybe not having a whole show based on it. But I don't know. I think it would be. I think that they should go far enough back where this won't like change any of thing, with like the modern, like they can't like, say, oh, this Avatar and this Fire Lord are best friends, but then like it completely ruins like the past, or the future. So I think they should go far enough back, and maybe they could have like what the world was like when it was just 4 nations and they weren't at war, and it was like when like all the powers, like the chief of the water tribe and like the Fire Lord and like Earth King or Queen and then like the Avatar all had equal power, that like, I kind of think that would be cool to see that kind of what the world was like before,
Definitely. Because like there's sometimes Aang gets a flashback. Somebody at the door.
Did they hear that?
Yeah, they definitely heard that. I'll be back.
Ding dong. Someone's at the door. Yeah, that's not. You should stop.
I hugged him and I'm like, sorry, I'm not supposed to do that anymore.
Yeah, you should stop hugging people. That's that's legit how you get corona. Self-isolation has been great though, because I haven't changed anything I do.
She probably shouldn't be out and about.
Yeah. We don't want that boomer remover. But
that still got me.
Yeah.
All right, we're back. We are back. Yeah, the thing about the thing about them doing the first Avatar thing is in the show, like the Avatar, rather than the Legend of Korra when they talked about that first Avatar. In the show, The Avatar: The Last Airbender, they talked about bending being learned from like
badger
the
moles
dragons and badger moles and the moon and air bison. And they said that's how benders came into fruition. But in The Legend of Korra, they say bending was gifted by the lion turtles.
Yeah, I never thought about that.
So I enjoy both. I really enjoyed The Legend of Korra show. I really enjoyed how it did that thing. But also, it just didn't follow.
In continuity between the shows.
Yeah, didn't follow, and that bothered me about it, because like there's many things about Korra I didn't like, and one of them is like they didn't match that same thing. I enjoyed what they did with that specific aspect.
Oh yeah,
I thought that story was great. I honestly think that's the best part of Korra.
Definitely,
but it didn't match, because weren't like the 2 first Earthbenders the lovers that like they were kept apart. And they had the mountain episode. This was The Last Airbender.
Yeah, I didn't get that episode. I watched it, but I didn't really understand what they meant by that.
Yeah, I think the story was they were like they had a mountain between them, and they were lovers, and it was like a Romeo and Juliet situation where they weren't supposed to be together, and so they learned from the badger moles to like bend holes into the mountain so they could meet each other, something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
And then like I think Katara or somebody in the North Pole, they say that the first waterbenders learned waterbending from like pushing and pulling the water, like the moon, and then firebenders, They were from those two dragons that we saw Zuko and Aang talk to.
Pretty cool episode.
And then airbending is just learning it from the air bison. And I like that, but also I do think the Legend of Korra version is much cooler.
Yeah, I think it makes more sense too.
It makes more sense, yeah, because then you've got that big lion turtle.
Mhm.
That, do you know which element that lion turtle was in Avatar? It makes sense if it was water.
Yeah, it's
because it was swimming around in the water.
Yeah. I have no clue. Can you tell them apart? I didn't know if they had any like. Oh, I guess yeah, because like in Korra, wasn't the air one flying?
Air one was flying, yeah.
But this one was swimming. So, but then why would it be water? I don't know.
I don't know. It might have been fire because I think around his eyes he had like big, like that cool fire eyebrow thing. I'll look it up. At lion turtle. See, that's another animal combo that's so cool. Lion and turtle.
But they're like huge, not the size of either. So it's like
huge and mystical and spiritual and magical.
Like they are basically gods.
Pretty much. Lion turtles are badass. I'd want a pet lion turtle.
I think you would be the pet in that scenario. Because
I'd be the pet.
Come sit to a giant, island of a beast, telling it like commands.
No, it looks. No, it doesn't have those like eyebrows I was talking about. No, I'd assume water because it's swimming around in the water. But other than that, no, it doesn't have. I don't think it says it's the fire lion turtle or anything like that.
Yeah, maybe that when they did that episode is before they had the idea of lion turtles being separated into
the four of them.
The four elements, yeah.
Yeah, you think about it too. There is only 4 lion turtles. Would there be more? Or like back when, let's say, lion turtles were like the ruling species of the planet, would there be like a plethora of lion turtles?
I think it's possible, but then that would basically just be like the 4 elements separated again, but by lion turtles,
That's true. I don't know. It's hard to go back that far and think about all the lion turtles.
Yeah.
And all the cool crap that was going on. Oh, this person has a lion turtle tattoo.
Oh,
okay,
cool.
So this is showing the lion turtle in the first Avatar's show. He's got like on the center of his eyebrow, he's got little curlies, and then it like swishes out, and that forms his eyebrow. Mm-hmm. And this lion turtle is the fire lion turtle that gifted the first Avatar his ability to bend. And if you look at the lion turtle that Aang is talking to, he's also got those eyebrows. So maybe it's the fire one, or maybe all of them have those eyebrows. I don't know. I'll look afterwards, after we're done. I'll look up an explanation probably. Yeah. Somebody's probably got it on YouTube.
Someone, somewhere, yeah.
There's entire YouTube channels dedicated to Avatar The Last Airbender. Oh, yeah. And crazy. I watch them all.
I'm subscribed to literally every one of them.
There's a Hello Future Me.
Oh, I know him. Yeah, he's like that British guy, right?
Yeah.
He's cool.
Yeah, I think he's got the cat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's like, All Hail Mishka. I think that's what he says.
Okay, yeah, I've heard of him.
Lord Mishka. Mm-hmm. The lion turtles are badass. I wish I had a lion turtle, or a lion turtle had me.
Yeah, I can't wait to be a pet to a giant island. My favorite. But yeah, lion turtles are cool. But I think that they kind of retconned the idea of lion turtles in Korra, and I think I personally enjoy the Korra definition of how the Avatar got.
I enjoy that. I prefer that. Mm-hmm. It's just it doesn't make sense canonically, but I do prefer it.
I think you can take it in a way that they got the bending from the lion turtles, but then they actually learned from the animals in Moon and stuff,
Possibly.
I mean, I'm just trying to make them connect in some way.
In the Legend of Korra, they got the spirit world and the human world were one world. They weren't separated. And it was too dangerous for the humans to...
So Korra does it again.
Yeah. It's too dangerous for humans to live out amongst the spirits. And so they lived on the backs of the lion turtles. And they, whenever they were to go out and pillage for food and collect and go hunting and anything like that, the lion turtles would gift them the bending so they could go out and do stuff. And then when they came back, the lion turtle will take the bending back.
Yeah.
And that's how the Avatar got the fire bending. He was doing a bunch of stuff. Very simple explanation is the lion turtle gifted him bending so he could survive out there. And he said, don't come back. And so he went out there, and you watched it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you watched it.
Yeah.
What was it? Ra and the two spirits.
Oh, the light and dark. Spirit? Yeah, Ra and the other one.
I don't know either.
I'm sure if I thought about it for a while, I could name it. But yeah, he stumbled upon them fighting, and he tried to stop it, but the dark one got too powerful, and then so they had to to beat the dark spirit, they had to combine with the light spirit, and that's kind of how the Avatar has the light spirit in it, and then they trapped it in the tree. And then stupid ass Korra.
That was the most simplified version ever.
I mean,
for somebody that didn't watch anything, they're like, they got the bending, and then they separated, then they combined, and then they trapped it in a tree.
And then stupid ass Korra let him out. I mean, like, there's Avatar for you,
The last show, the Last Airbender was amazing because, it was from start to finish, it was planned out meticulously.
Mm-hmm.
And The Legend of Korra just wasn't that way.
Yeah, no, it seemed...
It just continued on, and eventually it got to who has the bigger laser. And
yeah, exactly.
That was so annoying.
That's like, there was no skill. It's like, oh, your spirit chest laser's big? Well, mine's bigger. I win. It's like, what are you doing?
They're instead of comparing dick sizes, they're comparing spirit chest lasers.
Korra, like, she's hung, but...
Korra's a big dick boy. What's your comment on that, Sammy? Spit it out.
No comment, but she got big dick energy, but
for sure.
Yeah, Korra's
she's got abs to show.
Yeah, Korra's cool.
Damn.
But yeah, so I think just going to the fighting and the style of it, I think that Aang had to like think out his enemy and think how to beat him. Korra just. She didn't do much. She kind of just let the spirit take over, and
yeah,
I win.
And she was a giant. Was she purple or blue? She was blue. The other one was purple, right?
Purple, red, yeah.
Yeah, she's giant blue Korra with like Rava's.
Mm-hmm. Rava, yeah.
Yeah, it's Rava and Vatu.
Oh yeah, Ko's the face stealer.
Code the face stealer, yeah. He stole. Didn't he steal the water benders?
Like whatever.
Because like. He stole his wife's face, and then he went to get it back or something like that, and then he stole his face.
Lovely.
And Aang encountered that spirit and almost got his face stolen. Because he's like, wow, really? And then that centipede thing swung around, and thank you.
That scared me.
Don't feel Aang's face.
There was a few episodes in Avatar that kind of scared me.
Do you know why Aang's tattoos glow?
I do not.
It's because they're along the chi paths.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
So many people didn't know, and I didn't know until I watched a YouTube video breaking down some things, and they mentioned that. And they said that, how Combustion Man has that symbol on his forehead?
Yeah.
If there was an avatar that had the combustion ability and that symbol on their forehead, that tattoo would glow because it's on the chi path.
That'd be pretty cool.
And so, like, if you had a tattoo on your like right chest, like your right or left pec, it wouldn't show because it's not on a chi path. But if it's along, the back of the arm, the spine, over the head, and like the back of the legs to the top of the feet, those are the chi paths, it would glow.
That's cool. I
didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
It's amazing. Because like we all wondered why the heck the tattoos are glowing. Like if he had a bunch of decorations all over his body, would they all glow? Or it was kind of confusing, but it makes sense because they're along the chi paths.
Yeah, I think the glow was like one of the coolest parts.
The glow is definitely the coolest parts. I'm glad they chose the Airbender to do this. Show on, because if they were to choose anybody else, the eyes would glow and like the mouth sometimes, but
But it's just so much cooler to see like
the entire body glow,
like,
a giant blue arrow on your forehead glowing.
It's like that's way more intimidating, and it's something people can get behind besides just like Korra, because like Korra's eyes would glow, but then they would like go back because she had control of the avatar state, So it's like,
even though she didn't earn it.
No, she didn't, but she got it. I mean, there's not much to earn because she severed the path, but like,
yeah.
So it's like she kind of messed everything up, but she won because her laser.
Yeah. Big ass laser on my chest. Kapow.
Yeah. Kapow. You lost. Next.
Have you seen Full Metal Alchemist? Okay. Well, there's one of the 7 deadly sins is gluttony. And there's a point where like his chest and stomach open up to reveal like, it's like a vertical mouth and it like opens up, and then there's an eye inside that like sucks everything in. And there's like an eye on Korra's chest. And that always reminds me of Gluttony's big chest monster thing.
I mean, yeah.
They look just like each other. They don't.
Okay, I was like, do they? I have no evidence.
There's an eye on the chest. That's the only similarity. But I always think of that whenever that crap pulls up. Plus the enemies in Korra. This is just turned into bashing on Korra.
Well, yeah, but like everyone does that because Korra's not as good.
The enemies in Korra, they're all just faceless enemies that Korra beats and then never sees again. And there's those people on the bikes with like the electric hands or something like that, and they've got the chi blocking.
Oh yeah, that's like season 1 or whatever.
Yeah, and she's just fighting a bunch of nameless, faceless enemies.
Yeah,
just like street brawling. But in Avatar: The Last Airbender, you've got Azula and you've got Zuko and you've got General
Zhao.
Yeah, General Zhao. You've got Ozai. You've got the Rough Rhinos. You've got all those.
Oh, those are those are the people on those like thingies. Those things are pretty cool. But
those are rhino iguanas, something like that.
They look like that, so probably.
Yeah, it's mentioned in one of the comics.
Yeah.
This little kid's got a little stuffed animal of it, and Aang says the name, but I don't remember.
Yeah. So as you're saying, like the villains in Korra are like, I think that they kind of went for something that's a little bit less important to the overall plot of Korra, because it's like Aang, there's like one main villain and some smaller ones, but then Korra, each new season is like a new person she has to defeat, and I think they kind of went for that kind of normal TV show thing, so it's not like you don't have to.
I think didn't they only have the first season planned, and from there they were just going.
I mean, from watching it seems like it, but I don't know. Yeah. I can't tell you that.
I gotta admit that first season enemy, he was really cool. He's the bloodbender.
Oh yeah,
he stole the bending of the people, and that was amazing.
Yeah, that's cool.
But then he was gone, and other enemies came in.
Didn't his brother kill himself and him at the end? Like with the electric hand and the boat, and then they both died.
Maybe. I thought he escaped.
Well, they both escaped on a boat, but then he killed himself and his brother.
I have no idea. Didn't Korra only have air bending at that point?
Oh yeah, because she didn't have it, and he took her bending away, and then she learned it and punched air.
Yeah, they were in a hallway, and she's and she threw her fist, and then air came out.
Yeah. Character development.
Wow.
Yeah, Aang had to spend, long time training for all the other elements, and it was hard for him. Korra
literally just gets it.
Yeah.
When she was a little kid, she knew 3 of them.
Yeah.
She knew water, fire, and earth. Mm-hmm. And then she couldn't do air at all. And then suddenly, when the 3 were taken away, she suddenly had air. You watched Aang struggle trying to learn earth.
Yeah.
Him and Toph on the mountain, and Toph was rolling boulders at him and all that stuff. Yeah. Aang struggled.
He did, because and that's, gave character development. It gave a story. It gave him a reason to keep practicing, Korra, I'm a master, whatever. That doesn't matter.
As a little kid.
Yeah.
I'm the Avatar, master of all 4 elements. And she picks up an earth rock. She picks up a rock and throws it. She fire slashes, and it catches the dude's jacket on fire, and then she takes a little puddle of water and puts it out. That's the whole scene. And then it suddenly switches to her as a teenager, already mastering those 3, and it just skipped that whole part. That was like the best part.
Yeah, that's like the whole,
That's
books
the whole
are named
point.